Imagine walking into a European courtroom in the year 1457. The judge is wearing his finest robes. The lawyers stand ready. The crowd is silent. But the defendant isn't a man. It's a sow. She stands accused of attacking and killing a child on a farm. Witnesses testify. Evidence is presented. And when the trial ends, the pig is found guilty and sentenced to death. This might sound like a medieval joke. It wasn't. To our ancestors, animals were legally accountable. Welcome to the bizarre and very real era of criminal animal trials. In medieval Europe, law wasn't only about humans. It was about maintaining God's order on earth. People believed the universe followed a divine balance, and when that balance was disturbed by man or beast, justice had to intervene. Animals were not seen as mindless creatures. They were believed to be capable of intention, guilt, and moral responsibility. So if an animal broke the peace, it wasn't nature doing what nature does. It was a crime. These trials followed formal legal procedures. Animals were arrested, locked in actual jails, and brought before real courts. In many cases, they were even assigned defense lawyers, paid for by the state. Cows were tried for theft, horses for violent behavior, dogs for attacking people. And when the accused wasn't a single animal, but a plague, things became even stranger. Insects like locusts, beetles, and rats were often brought before church courts. These trials were handled by clergy who used religious law instead of civil law. Entire species were summoned to court and formally accused of destroying crops. When they failed to appear, the court would issue warnings, then threats, and finally, excommunication. Yes, animals were literally expelled from the Christian community. One of the most unbelievable cases took place in France in 1522. A town was suffering from a massive rat infestation. The rats were destroying barley fields, threatening famine. Desperate, the townspeople decided to sue the rats, and they hired a lawyer to defend them. His name was Bartholomew Chassanet, one of the most brilliant legal minds of his time. Chassanet didn't deny the damage. Instead, he argued that the rats had the legal right to attend court, but couldn't do so safely. Why? Because the roads were full of cats. He claimed that forcing the rats to appear would put their lives in danger, violating their right to a fair trial. And incredibly, the court agreed. The trial was suspended indefinitely because the town could not guarantee the rats' safety. The rats won. When animal trials ended in execution, the punishment was often symbolic and brutal. Animals were dressed in human clothing, jackets, pants, even hats. This wasn't practical. It was meant to humiliate them, to present them as criminals who had knowingly violated human law. Executions were public events. Crowds gathered. Sentences were carried out just like they were for people. These trials weren't really about animals. They were about humans projecting their fears, beliefs, and need for control onto a world they didn't fully understand. By the late 1600s, animal trials slowly disappeared as science and legal philosophy evolved. Animals were no longer seen as moral agents, but as creatures driven by instinct. Looking back, these trials feel absurd, but at the time, they made perfect sense. So, here's the question. Do animals truly understand their actions? Or were humans judging nature by human standards? Let us know what you think in the comments.